right? Not everybody in the Earth Kingdom is good. Not everybody in the Water Tribes. They're not all underpowered, right? Because the Northern Water Tribe is so strong. And not everybody in the Fire Nation is evil. The layers continue to be added the longer the story goes on. In your campaign, do that. Most people have a hard time starting a campaign because they don't know where to start. They think they need 7 kingdoms, hundreds of houses, thousands of NPCs. No! Stop! You don't need that. What you need is one town, one place, 4 or 5 NPCs, and an inciting incident.
What a joke. I worked my ass off to get where I am. And you take these shortcuts and you think suddenly you're my peer? You do what I do because you're funny and you can make people laugh? I committed my life to this.
Every day I wake up and I hope you're dead. Dead like if I can guarantee Henry would be okay. I'd hope you get an illness and then get hit by a car and die.
In this video, we're going to talk about secondary objectives, a way to make your combat encounters spicy, delicious, fantastic. Secondary objectives enhance combat in D&D to an exponential degree. Let's go ahead and dive into number 10. Rescue missions. Task your players with rescuing an NPC or retrieving an item during combat. It will help add layers of urgency and potentially even a moral dilemma. My favorite example of this is instead of sending the players to kill the goblin camp that may raid the village, right? That's a consequence. Sometimes that's good enough. The goblins abducted the blacksmith. And now they need to save the blacksmith and kill the goblins. It's a secondary objective that spices things up.
You people should be thanking Christ that I am who and what I am because you need me. You need me to save you. You do. I am the only one who possibly can. You're not the real heroes. I'm the real hero.
Holy, look at all this damage!
Where? Where, Dwight?
Seems like you already know where.
Hi, I'm Saul Goodman. Did you know that you have rights? The Constitution says you do, and so do I. I believe that until proven guilty, every man, woman, and child in this country is innocent.
Now it's left to me to deal with him. You can't.
If you try to interfere, this becomes a much simpler matter. I will kill your wife. I will kill your son. I will kill your infant daughter.
But for now, we're going to look at a slightly different system that doesn't just affect the moment of death, but the moments before death. Something that makes combat more grounded, horror more horrifying, and sacrifices all the more heroic. Picture a movie fight scene between a hero and villain. They're clashing blades, dancing back and forth, parrying, dodging, blocking, keeping up with each other's advances, surprising each other with new techniques and strategies, until finally, one of them lands a devastating blow. It's not just a graze on the arm, it's not just a smack on the chest. It's 0 HP. When using the point of no return system, we want to draw attention to this moment of the fight, to make that hit extra cinematic and weighted and affect the decisions that your players are going to make when they are given that critical choice of staying down or getting up.
Wait a minute! Who are you?
So with that, let's go ahead and dive into our first build, the level 5 Blighted Warden.
In the shadowed underbrush of the ancient forest,
Where the line between decay and growth blurs, the blighted warden moves unseen. A spectral guardian at the crossroads of life and death, melding the Gloomstalker's mastery of darkness with the Circle of Spores' eerie command over fungal life. They are the embodiment of nature's unchecked, wild ferocity. With each arrow knocked from their twisted, spore-infested bow, they strike with the precision of night and the inevitable spread of decay. A silent protector of the natural order's darker, untamed side.
So there we go. There's our thematic intro.
I have to finish the story.
Why isn't it possible?
It's just not.
Why not, you stupid bastard? Why isn't it possible?
It's just not.
Why not, you stupid bastard?
He's gay, but he has a special connection to classical music. There's many things that are interesting about him.
In Avatar: The Last Airbender, it is done so well. But here's the thing. It grows to be more in depth. The spirit world becomes a thing, and it grows even more in depth after that. More layers get added on more layers, right? Not everybody in the Earth Kingdom is good. Not everybody in the Water Tribes. They're not all underpowered, right? Because the Northern Water Tribe is so strong. And not everybody in the Fire Nation is evil. The layers continue to be added the longer the story goes on. In your campaign, do that. Most people have a hard time starting a campaign because they don't know where to start. They think they need 7 kingdoms, hundreds of houses, thousands of NPCs. No! Stop! You don't need that. What you need is one town, one place, 4 or 5 NPCs, and an inciting incident.
What a joke. I worked my ass off to get where I am. And you take these shortcuts and you think suddenly you're my peer? You do what I do because you're funny and you can make people laugh? I committed my life to this.
Every day I wake up and I hope you're dead. Dead like if I can guarantee Henry would be okay. I'd hope you get an illness and then get hit by a car and die.
In this video, we're going to talk about secondary objectives, a way to make your combat encounters spicy, delicious, fantastic. Secondary objectives enhance combat in D&D to an exponential degree. Let's go ahead and dive into number 10. Rescue missions. Task your players with rescuing an NPC or retrieving an item during combat. It will help add layers of urgency and potentially even a moral dilemma. My favorite example of this is instead of sending the players to kill the goblin camp that may raid the village, right? That's a consequence. Sometimes that's good enough. The goblins abducted the blacksmith. And now they need to save the blacksmith and kill the goblins. It's a secondary objective that spices things up.
You people should be thanking Christ that I am who and what I am because you need me. You need me to save you. You do. I am the only one who possibly can. You're not the real heroes. I'm the real hero.
Holy, look at all this damage.
Where? Where? Where, Dwight?
Seems like you already know where.
Hi, I'm Saul Goodman. Did you know that you have rights? The Constitution says you do, and so do I. I believe that until proven guilty, every man, woman, and child in this country is innocent.
Now it's left to me to deal with him. You can't.
If you try to interfere, this becomes a much simpler matter. I will kill your wife. I will kill your son.
Like, I'll never forgive them for nominating
Hi
Shadow
there,
of the
everybody.
Tree for Game of the Year. Oh.
At least they made fun of it at the show. Welcome back to the Tales of Evrand. Let's go into the intro and dive in.
Welcome you to the world of Evrand.
The Seekers of Insomnia.
I told you to leave me alone. I could do this.
I wanted us to live, and I wanted him dead.
I am so happy to see you.
Every party needs a pooper.
Raise the blade!
John, are you having fun?
I would like to welcome you.
My character during the final battle.
And we're back. Sorry. I can't control how long the intro takes. Take it away, John.
Welcome back to the Tales of Evrand. What is this? This is book. This should be a new book, right? I guess we're.
This is
the
epilogue.
end.
The epilogue.
This is epilogue. Yeah, that's right. I don't know how books work, guys. We're gonna figure that out here in a couple minutes.
See the title? That was a pretty good title.
Welcome back to the Tales of Evrand, the last session of Tales of Evrand. I think we're finishing the campaign on 105 sessions.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So, let's dive into the game. Last we left the party, they stood in the camp of war among their victory against Demogorgon. Surrounded by friends, companions. Everyone disperses. Victorious from the battle of the abyss in the crater that is now the start of something new. The party, all of you, get back to Stormhold Keep and relax for the first time in a very long time. All of you, immediately as you hit your beds, falling asleep, dreaming of either nothing or beautiful horizons. You wake up the next morning, getting into a message from the Queen, letting all of you know that in a week's time, a ceremony of life will be held in Eldon. You all prepare. Get your best clothing, and you have some time to talk before the ceremony, which will be now tomorrow. Is there anything anybody wants to say before that day, or we just continue? Okay. As the day comes to an end and the next day arrives, all of you arrive at Eldon. On this day specifically, snow is falling from the sky and the streets are lined with the white powder. You look around, and as you enter the main gates into the Golden Market, you are surrounded by laughter and music and an attitude of joy. There is hope on the horizon, and you can see that no one here is in fear, and everyone is enjoying life. You see a couple of new things as you enter Eildon. One of which is the clock tower that used to be here, that was destroyed in the fight of Umbraxicor and was never restored. Now stands a monument, a giant obelisk of obsidian and stone, and as you get closer you can see that names are written from the very bottom all the way to the top of this 20-foot structure on each of the 4 sides. And you can tell that these are lives that have been lost during Umbraxicor, during the fight with the Abyss. And you can see that there are candles laid throughout. They're not lit yet, but you assume this has to be part of the ceremony later. You can see on top of the obelisk there is a large brazier that could hold fire, not lit yet. As you look around even further from the Golden Market, you can see that it has expanded. Because of the damage, they were able to expand the market further. There are more shops. There are more housing beyond those shops. And one thing that stands out from everything, as you look over to the now 3-story tavern, is not the Sapphire Chalice, the Golden Dragon. In honor of Marithil's brother, you see that he renamed his tavern. At this moment, you can see many people around you looking towards the Seekers and smiling, some patting you on the back and some asking if they can give you hugs. They don't ask Gideon. Word has gotten around that Gideon is...
He got over that so long ago.
Well, that was a long time ago, but
Damn it.
Rumors still going around.
It's fair.
You see, from the tavern itself, walking towards you, is... This is way too epic right now. Is Marithil. As he walks towards the party, who stands outside and says, "Well, good to see all of you again. How has life been this past week? You all look rejuvenated. Glowing, I would say."
I would say nearly dying and then nearly dying again, and somehow living and saving everybody surprisingly puts a pep in your step.
If you have time, I'd like to show you around the new tavern. At least get you a drink. Free of charge. I won't charge you this time. The next time I'll have to. But time on me. When you get a chance, enjoy the festivities. Enjoy the music, the dancing. I'll be around. It's good to see all of you.
Did you make a room for us in this new version of the tavern by chance?
Well, come by later or now if you prefer, and I will show you. But yes.
I mean, I think we're okay to go now, unless someone else has something pressing they need to do. We're right here.
If it's not one long bed, then we cannot accept.
Well then, follow me into, and he looks towards it, the Golden Dragon. And you see that he has also changed his attire, where he usually wears emeralds and sapphires. It is still emeralds because that's his favorite color, but it is lined with golds and silvers. It seems like he's definitely paid an homage to Orion fully. As he continues to walk in, as the doors open into the now 3-story, you can tell that 3 stories is just on the exterior. As you walk in, it is it's even hard to count how many stories there are, as it looks like he created some sort of demi-space that just extends. Almost, Gak, as you look at it, you're like, oh, this kind of looks like my spell that I have. And as you walk in, you can see that that central bar, the circular bar that he had in the Sapphire Chalice, is still there, but it levitates. And as people ask for drinks, you can see that the bar itself levitates towards the level that someone is asking for. There are multiple sections where these bars can move and fly around. You can see that there are spiral staircases that aren't really held by anything. They are just marble stone that makes stairs that kind of winds upwards and around. You can see that at the very top in the ceiling, almost like the Hogwarts Great Hall, there is this magical ceiling of dragons flying around, almost like this show. And you can see that it is opulent and gaudy inside of this tavern. It is beautiful, and as he shows you around and kind of snaps his finger, you see that drinks all kind of fly over to all of you and stop in front of you. Each one, as you grab the drink, is a drink of your choice. For Gax, spicy milk. For anybody who's thought about a drink or had one in the past that Marathil remembers, it is in front of you. And as he gestures you forward, he goes, well, I still was able to keep the foundation, so over here, if you'd follow me to where we usually had our meetings downstairs. And as it opens, he goes down and you can see that it is lined in beautiful mahogany wood that goes down into stone. And you see a door instead of a table. And it says Seekers.
Oh.
Should you ever need it, I myself am not even able to open it. One of you has to open the door, and, well, you'll have your own space to converse secretly without prying ears, which I don't think you would need, as all of you are much more capable than I. But it's here, of course.
Thank you. Hopefully, we won't need it, but...
You should open it, though. It's pretty funny.
If everybody's okay, Basil will just be like, all right.
As you open it,
yeah.
it's almost an exact replica of the room that you guys had your conversations in, with the wooden table and chairs where he would create the bubble around. Now magically hidden behind a door.
That's cute.
He starts laughing. Well, for historical purposes and nostalgia's sake, I thought it was... You guys aren't going to use this room. I just thought it'd be a nice little thing to look back on.
Well, you never know. We might come back and all get together for a drink and have a private party. I think it's lovely.
Good. I'm glad you like it. Follow me. And he kind of turns around and kind of walks back up. Oh, shut the door, please. As he continues walking up. You shut the door as you walk up. He looks to all of you and says, well, you're probably going to hear this a lot, but I cannot thank all of you enough for everything that you've done. If it wasn't for all of you, none of this would be possible. None of this would exist. Not only with the Abyss, but Umbraxical. And what I'm trying to say is, out of my long, long time on this earth, it is all of you that have made me the happiest. Being your friend has been one of the greatest joys I've ever had as an ancient dragon. And I'm glad that I've met you and that you are my friends.
Basil will step forward and just pull him in for a hug.
Oh, right.
Gax already dogpiling.
Yeah.
Yup.
He puts his hand around and razor blades.
I haven't had time to shower yet. Take these out.
As you hug, you can feel this warmth from... You can see that there's still the dragon inside of him. This warmth just kind of fills the area. And as he pulls away and goes, oh, last thing. And he snaps his fingers, and from another demi-plane, you can see a box that is gold encrusted with sapphires and rubies and emeralds. You're not going to keep the box. Sorry, it's very expensive, way too expensive to give you. But inside of it is what you can keep. And as he opens it, there is a chalice for each one of you.
Ooh.
And on the bottom, as he hands one to Rian, you can see that it says Rian Alvain on the bottom, and it is a sapphire chalice for each one of you. And he goes, now, it is magical, but basically it can only make liquids. So you can think of any drink you want, and it will fill the cup.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Well, then he picks up his. Yes, it's very.
Gak is going to grab his, and he's going to turn it upside down and think of a liquid. And is it going to start pouring out?
He looks. Yep, that's how that works, Gak. It's just pulling around his feet and on the.
It just keeps going.
That milk is not going to smell good.
Okay, Gak, maybe we should.
Would have been very handy in the desert.
Just pouring.
Basil would have gone over and be like, let's not do that.
If you just, Marisol just looks out and goes, "Thank God there is magic."
Indeed.
I'm sorry. These take very long to make. And I don't make them, so.
Thank
I'm
you.
going to use this for the rest of my life.
That is the goal. And when you do, Gak, you have to walk around pompous and proud.
What other way?
And he
Have you met
shows
Gak?
Yeah, he puts your hand on the chalice, Gak, properly, like this. Yes, and then and he summons the wine in his cup and he swirls it. There, yes.
Gax's milk.
Oh.
It came out so much faster.
Yeah, just swirl. It was like.
You can see, Gak, that the liquid that was pooling starts to slowly just dissipate.
Oh.
Looks like he puts some magical picker up, but he's got Roombas in here.
Thank you, Marisol. These are very, very kind of you.
Of course. Well, I won't keep you any longer. Enjoy the festivities. Enjoy the festival. I'll see you during the lighting of the obelisk.
Before, as everyone's leaving, Gideon would just shake his hand. He was our friend, but he was your brother.
Oh. And as you say that, you see tears welling up in his eyes, and as you're shaking his hand, he kind of holds your hand, says, I know. Thank you. That means a lot, Gideon. I think all of you knew him almost as much as the council did.
Just, should you ever need a friend, you're not alone.
It's good to know. I've been alone for quite a while. Like I said, and I'm glad I found all of you.
Well, just like how we will visit, we hope you visit too.
Yes. Maybe we can have, dinner from time to time?
Yes.
Of course.
I think that sounds nice.
I think that'd be great. You just don't need to keep an eye on us. We'll reach out to you. You don't have to constantly be checking in.
But you can
just
see
keep an eye on Rian.
You can see he starts twiddling his fingers. But what if one of you are in trouble and you need help?
You can keep an eye on me.
At this point, I think we can defend ourselves.
I know.
Or
Sorry,
you can just come and say hi whenever you want.
Okay. I'll do that. I promise. I promise.
Mostly when you want.
He puts his hand out. I promise that I will no longer scry on all of you ever again, unless completely necessary.
You can do it on me, it's okay.
No, I don't care
Except for Gak and Gideon.
Just if you're curious,
All right.
I
You're
understand.
more than
People get
welcome.
curious sometimes,
You can send a message.
No, I thought you say something else.
No, you can send a message if you need us.
All right.
But yes, no scrying. Just I like my privacy with my wife.
Understand.
so-
I understand.
I'm gonna learn it. I'm gonna scry on you.
Okay. Well, you might see some things you don't like, Gak, if you do that, but
That's fine. You don't know what I'm up to.
That's fair.
all right.
That's a fair point.
That's very, very good. Very true.
I look forward to seeing you.
We'll be back.
All right. Okay, so you all bid Marathil farewell and leave the Golden Dragon Inn. As you exit into the thoroughfare of the Golden Market, you can see that there are tapestries that line the roofs of the streets, and you can see the snow has picked up just a little bit, and you can see that the roofs of the buildings are starting to line with snow, and you look around, and in a long time, you haven't seen this much joy, this much festivities, and although you can tell that there is sadness from mourning, he's still got the bit going. You've got to be fucking kidding me.
It's Nick. What do you think?
There's no way after 3 weeks he still does that shit.
John, you don't know what Nick is capable of.
Oh my god, that's
This is like this
So anyways,
every day in this house.
Not the goldfish.
The day continues. All of you kind of partaking in the festivities, dancing, singing, drinking, playing games, watching shows, watching performances. The day continues and continues, and as the day goes away, you can see that darkness starts to take hold, but you can see that lantern lights across the town, and the lights kind of glistening off the diamond-like snow that is on the ground and roofs. There is a bell that starts to ring from the Emerald Castle. And as the bell rings, as you heard before, you see Queen Erin Yenfina walk out onto the balcony up on the hill, and magically her voice is altered loud enough for everyone in the city to hear. As she stands there and says, "Today, as we stand together," hold on. "Today, as we stand together, beneath the warmth of the sun and the gentle embrace of the wind, let us take a moment to honor the gift of life that flows through all of us. This festival of life is not merely a celebration, it is a reminder of the beauty we create, the bonds we cherish, and the resilience that carries us forward. Our history is not without trials. We have faced darkness, hardship, and loss. Yet here we are, standing tall, hearts united and spirits unbroken. Today we do not merely remember those who fought with us, we celebrate their legacy. For it is through their sacrifice that we thrive. This festival is a tribute to the courage of those who fought to protect our future, the hands that toiled to rebuild what was lost, and the hearts that dared to dream and dream of brighter days. We honor life in all of its forms, not only for its joys, but also for its challenges. For it is through struggle that we grow, through compassion that we heal, and through unity that we endure. As we walk among the gardens, taste the fruits of last year's harvest, hear the music that fills the air, I ask you to look around. See not only the beauty of our land, but also the beauty in each other. We are a tapestry of stories, each thread unique and vital. Together, we create something far greater than the sum of its parts. Let this festival be a time to renew our bonds with one another, to nurture the dreams we hold dear, and to reflect on the paths that we have walked. May we draw strength from our past, gratitude for our present, and hope for our future. And so, tonight, as we light the ceremonial flame and mourn our losses, let it burn as a symbol of life's enduring power, a light that shines no matter how deep the darkness, a beacon for those who seek their way, and a reminder that life in all of its forms is the greatest gift of all. To life, to love, and to the unyielding spirit of us and our fallen." And you can see that lights start to shine across all of Eildon. You can see that around you, and all of you have one of your own, a candle in your hands. A candle to light for someone that has been lost during this fight. And you can see that over time, the Queen and the King of Dagrum and the Hand of Valamine and the Council make their way into the thoroughfare, into the Golden Market, and you can see people start to congregate near this obelisk at the center. And as they do, and all of you congregate around, Marathil meets eyes with the Queen, who looks to him and nods. And he looks to the Queen, and you see that he starts to well up again and walks forward. And as you look around, you can see faces that you know. You can see that Dio is not too far away. You can see Ulfric from the Crescent Cabal. You can see Gabriel and Celia. You can see Saori. You can see all of these people that you've met over this course of your adventure that are here with their own candles. And Marathil walks up out of the crowd and to the bottom. And he mutters some words to this candle. And it lights. And you can see at this point he is tears falling down as he puts the candle down. You see all of the candles around start to light. And they start to light up near the obelisk. And he looks up towards the brazier. And you watch as Marathil, the elf, turns into Marathil, slowly, the dragon. As now his head reaches the top of the obelisk. And you see that he looks towards everyone. And you just hear him say, "To our fallen." And this slow burst of fire, this tranquil flame from his mouth, lights the brazier. And you see from around you, people start to light their candles and start to walk them up to the obelisk. And if you don't, it is okay. You can just light one and place one. But if you do have one that you dedicate one to, Rian, do you have one that you would like to dedicate to?
Yeah, it would be to his father.
You light the candle for your father. And you can tell that once you dedicate the candle, you can see that it almost magically burns into the wax itself, the name, as you walk up and place it down. Yrsa?
I think kind of seeing Marathil, like, as somebody who could have lost her own sister during all of this, like, she would think about Willow, but she would write Marathil or Ryan on hers.
Oh. You bring up the candle and place it. Gideon?
I don't think there's anyone specific he would dedicate it to, but I think instead of one of, not necessarily like regret or mourning, I think it would be a dedication to just the future in general, that this be a turning point for the world, that things can get better and things can be less hostile and people can be less scared.
Okay. And the candle lights and you place it on there. Enid?
Yeah, she would light it for Moon or Airless, both names.
Okay. The candle lights and you place it at the bottom of the obelisk. Basil?
I think Basil's is more of a conceptual thing. She would have put Vasadi in her name, like Ciora, not Basil, on it, just as like we lost a lot. We lost each other because of all of this and her family. So it's like leaving the childhood and all of that in the past. Like Basil is Basil. She's not Ciora. Basati is who she is now. It's not them pinned against each other, against their
Right.
parents.
Okay.
I'm assuming Basati's there too.
Yeah, she is. Yeah. And she'd walk it up with you.
Okay.
As you place the candle. Gak.
Gak takes his candle and he is dedicating it to Eldar.
Okay. Candles placed. And you see one by one. You see Dio puts one up there. Ulfric. Sayori. Gabriel and Celia. Basati. You can see hundreds at the end of this. Thousands of candles lining the bottom of the obelisk. And then as you look around the entire thoroughfare of the Golden Market, candles lit. And you see that there's a moment of silence as Marithil turns back into Marithil. Some people, you can tell, look towards Marithil like, oh my god, he's a dragon. As he kind of gets back into the crowd, you hear Queen Erin and Fina say, and now a moment of silence for our fallen. And silence falls, and all you can hear is the crackling of the flame in the brazier. The steam created as snow falls onto it, and snow falling onto the ground. But after a while, please, let the festivities continue. Let us mourn, live, and love together. And with that, the festivities start to pick up. Songs are sounded throughout Eildon, dancing, eating, drinking. And the ceremony of life continues on this day. Is there anyone that anybody wants to talk to before the ceremony of life is done?
Yeah, I mean, real quick, is it like improper if we to like leave this area?
No, the ceremony is, this is the central hub, but it's happening across the entire city. So no matter where you go, it's the ceremony, or this festival's happening in all of Eildon.
Okay. Rachel, did you want to go first?
Oh, it don't matter.
Okay, you go first. You go first.
Okay. John.
Mm-hmm.
Is Basil's mother there, or is she just chickening out in her little chicken hole?
She would be there.
She would be there.
Yeah.
Is she like lurking?
Were you looking for her?
Kind of, like, not at first. Basil was mostly focusing on the vigil.
I'd say you probably, I mean, you have a high perception. You probably would have picked her out of the crowd when you saw her go up and place a candle.
I'm assuming I know who the candle's for. But Basil's gonna walk over, because it's a now or never thing to her mom. I don't know if Basati is following or she's like watching or not. But at least Basil would seek out her mom.
Grabs your shoulder.
John's frozen. Oh.
Am I frozen?
Yeah, you
Am I
were
back?
frozen for a hot
Oh,
minute.
there you
Yeah,
go.
you're back now.
Oh my god, that was broken. Am I still broken? Am I good? I think I'm
You're good now.
Okay.
The only thing I heard was the last thing I said.
So Vasadi would see you looking towards your mother and like kind of put her hand on your shoulder and say, do you need me to go with you, or do you want to do this on your own?
Do you have anything you want to say to her?
No.
Then I will go alone.
All right, but if you need me, just look at me. Just give me a sign.
No, yeah. And I'm actually in the mood for some churros, so let's hope that the ones in this festival are good.
Well,
If you want to
how
join me
about
for
this?
one.
I'll go get us some churros. Meet back here.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right.
And she walks off, and you start walking towards your mom, to whom I don't think I have a picture.
It's like in the crevices of that Google Doc.
It is there somewhere.
She looked like a bitch. I remember that.
We'll just go with that. Yep. As she meets your eyes, as you continue walking forward, you can see that her head kind of drops down and looks towards the ground.
Basil will step right up to her. It's a beautiful night.
It is.
I'm sorry for your loss, Mother.
Wasn't much of a loss.
No, it wasn't. There was a lot that we lost, not just people.
You can see that just from her body language, she's definitely like shut down. And you haven't seen your mother like this. Normally she's able to hold her own and she's been strong in front of you, but in this instance you can see that something's changed.
Does she seem like guilty? Does she seem like she's like, fuck, I really messed up?
Yeah. You can see that she's kind of picking at her fingers. Her eyes are looking down. There's also, you can tell that there's recognition that she knows what you have done. Not regarding your father, but regarding Abraxacor,
Mm-hmm.
the war, like, yeah.
I kind of want to tell her that I killed him, but we're peaceful tonight. This is a visual. And Christmas.
Christmas.
I feel like I came over here thinking I knew what I was going to say, but now that it's time for me to say it, I all of a sudden am drawing a blank. It's been a long time. You'd think I'd have a lot to say.
It has been a long time. You see that she slowly looks up towards you. I've had a lot of time to think. A lot of time alone to ponder. And for what it is worth, I am sorry. And I know that an apology doesn't fix even half the things that happened, or I allowed to happen. All I can do until the day that I die is ask for forgiveness.
I think it's the change that will make a difference. Being with this group of amazing people, being with my family, they've showed me what it feels like to be seen and loved and wanted. And it has nothing to do with what I can provide them. I don't have to feel like I have to be of service in order to be loved and respected. They love me for who I am. And seeing Vasati, she and I never thought that we would be able to have a relationship anymore. We were always pitted against each other, but we were apart for so long, and we're learning to love each other just because we want to. Not because she helped get me out of prison, and I helped Eldon from a dragon. And my wife, she loves me because I make her laugh. And I make really awful cake, and she pretends to like it anyway.
You can see it as you're saying all these things, there's one after another realization, all of the things that she has missed. And she just looks at you, but not directly in your eyes. You can see there's still, she's looking a little bit off to the side. She can't look you in your eyes. But she says, I'm truly happy for you. Yeah, that sounds like you've made yourself an amazing life. And you have become an amazing person and woman, and
Basil's gonna grab her cheeks and like force her eyes to connect with Basil's. Forgiveness may not be easy for me, but you'd be surprised how easy redemption can be. It's just one step at a time. You make one small stone toss into the river, and all of a sudden it's a tsunami. You dedicate your time and your effort to good things to help people. That's what we've been doing. That's what we've been telling other people to do, and not everybody does. Gods, we tried so hard with so many good people. And she'll think about Yrsa. Put the blood, sweat, and tears into helping others, and sometimes it just does not happen. But that's not because that's a reflection of us not doing a good job at helping rehabilitate. It's always up to the person. So if you want my forgiveness, you need to forgive yourself and want to be better. Because you're not going to receive my forgiveness if you don't pick yourself up and get to work.
you can see that her eyes start to well, and I will try. I will. I have always loved you, Basil.
Roll for suspicion.
You're level 20. She's
Yeah.
telling the truth.
Yeah.
I just hope that one day I can gain your trust again.
You've always... Sorry, you keep going.
I will try my hardest to work at it, to gain your trust, to be in any part of your life again. And I'm so sorry.
not saying that we'll never be in each other's lives, because there's so many things about life that I never understood. How many chances one can get, and how important it is to use every single chance to be a better version of yourself than the last. You need to love other people how they want to be loved, not how you want to love them. So if you want a relationship with me, you need only ask what I need of you.
And at this moment, as you see that your mother is taking in these words and nodding her head, on top of you look past her, and on top of one of the rooftops, you see a raven, kind of with one of its eyes looking towards you and kind of looking at the situation. You can, the ravens can't smile, but you can tell that there is happiness behind those eyes. And
Basil's.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say Basil will probably just like give a little wink or a nod without it being too obvious to her mom that she's winking at a bird.
And at that moment, you hear a whistle behind you, and you look past, and you can see Vasadi with 2 churros in her hand.
Vasadi will see Basil and her mom's teary eyes, but she'll see like a smile on Basil's face, and whether Vasadi wants to come up to them, she's more than welcome. If it seems like she's still giving space, Basil will just like give like a 1 second.
Yeah, Vasadi does not come over there unless she's told to.
Respect.
Yeah.
But yeah, Basil will look back to her mom. I have years worth of learning who my sister is. And we're going to start doing that over a couple churros. And maybe, with the years that come, we'll be able to sit over a dinner table and talk about all the adventures that I've been on. Not that yours are boring or anything, but I went through a lot, so it's probably...
I would imagine that my stories would be a lot more boring than yours. And I would like that very much.
I will, I'll reach out to you when I'm ready. I'm looking forward to a quiet life with my wife for a little bit.
You deserve one.
Thank you, Mother. You deserve a good life too. And you can still have one. And I want you to know, if you need me, you can reach out. I won't shun you.
You can see that your mother, like, slightly tenses forward, like she was going to walk forward towards you, but then stops herself, like she was going to give you a hug. She kind of just stands there, twiddling her fingers, and just nods.
Basil will reach for her and, like, pull her in for a hug.
Yeah, as you pull her in for a hug, you can feel her body start shaking from crying.
Mm-mm. And they'll probably just hug in silence for a minute or two before Basil will, you know, give her a quick squeeze, bid her goodbye, and go back to Vasadi.
Okay.
Did Basil really introduce Vasadi to Enid?
Vasadi was at the wedding, wasn't she?
At the wedding, yeah, but I don't remember when they first were introduced. I mean,
I can't remember.
Enid was
I'm
around
assuming
when you killed your dad, so
True.
I think they met just.
Vasadi does know Enid, and knows Enid was your wife too, so.
Okay, I couldn't remember if we had.
What's up? I don't need a churro either. It's fine.
Enid comes over. Hey, where's mine?
Where's
Who the
mine?
fuck?
Vasadi
this
would
is a
probably be
sister
like,
thing?
she'd probably be like, oh, shit, sorry.
It's okay. I'll go hang out with my brother. It's fine.
And she looks at Basil and just goes, Vasadi goes, I fucked up.
No, she's just like that. Don't worry.
Oh, all right. Hopefully she's not too mad at me.
She's mad at everybody. She's mad at everybody. Not me, but everybody else. She'll love you. You're her sister-in-law.
Hopefully. Maybe a little less now. I think
Oh, she's gonna be fine. They are more cherubs.
Anyways, yeah. And she hands to you, getting it. And you guys kind of walk into the thoroughfare.
And we'll just walk and talk.
Okay. With that, who's up next?
This guy.
All right.
Where's Gideon?
Over there.
Rian goes over there. Gideon. I was wondering if you would accompany me and Hikari just briefly.
Where are we going?
You'll see. I have a little bit of let a little bit of mystery live in the moment. All right, just come on.
Are we walking or flying?
Oh, come on, you know. So he conjures Hikari, he hops on and gestures to Gideon hand on.
Pardon. Oh, Gideon's wings spread out. I'll be fine.
All right. Keep up.
Not as fast as Hikari, if I recall, but not that much slower.
No, we're not going very far anyway.
I was gonna say, I think Hikari is fast as fuck. Actually, I think.
Well, I'm guessing Rian's not going at like full battle speed right now. Anyway,
I'm not going.
Sure, what was it, like 360 miles an hour, or like
that's what's
you can go?
I didn't take a haste potion. I'm not going for a race here.
Imagine Rian takes one. All right, let's go.
Why?
Dude, I've always wanted to be a
doesn't bring
speedster.
Gideon with him.
Rian just got addicted to speed. That's so sad.
So he's only flying like 80 feet.
Cool.
But we're going on top of one of the taller buildings. Is the Sapphire Chalice, like the roof of the Sapphire Chalice, can you see the obelisk from there?
Golden Chalice?
Yeah. The Golden Chalice.
The Golden Dragon.
The Golden Dragon.
Damn
Even you didn't know, Ryan.
I was closer.
We were both halfway correct.
in the Golden Market itself, the Golden Dragon is the tallest building there. It has to be, you know. Okay. So it's 3 stories up. So yeah, it has a very good.
Okay. So that's where we go. Rian will land and he'll dismount Hikari, and you come up behind. He'll say, well, you made it. Good. You kept up.
What's on your mind, Rian?
Have a seat. I'll explain.
Likes the roof and takes a seat.
Before we descended into that torrential abyss that was Ventus Ferrum, I made a promise. Provided both of us made it out. Once everything was off the board and our minds were clear, then we would paint. So, I know you're wearing very nice clothes today, so I did procure some aprons for us. And he kind of pulls out of the saddlebags a couple of aprons, throws one to Gideon, puts one to himself. And
very thoughtful, thank you.
He pulls out a couple of canvases and the paints, and he kind of sets them down, hands the canvas to Gideon and sets the paints down on the ground, and sort of sits down on his legs, and will look towards the obelisk, to the stars, the candles, and he'll say, most of the time when I would do these with the others, there'd be some piece of wisdom, there'd be some lesson to be learned. But this isn't one of those times. I just want to enjoy this moment with my friend.
Not even one bit, just for me. I'll feel like I'm being left out.
All right. One bit of wisdom.
start painting, and partway through I'll come up with something to loop it around to honor or respect or love or something. But just give me a moment. It doesn't come in a flash.
I'll try to come up with something too in case you can't. Or do you have to give the wisdom?
I think as long as somebody learns something, it's okay.
All right. Gideon will get started.
Oh yeah, we paint and what would you say Gideon's like style is?
I think it's very like abstract. I think Gideon, I know we joked once that like he painted, but like that was just a joke. I think him sitting down, I think Gideon likes presenting things in abstract ideas because Gideon likes big ideas. And so he wants to draw something that like, does it perfectly match what the object is? No, but it captures like what the object is, if that makes sense. I don't know if that's a good explanation, but I think you kind of know what I'm saying.
No, I get it. Do you think that
I pick up what you're putting down.
Yeah, I'm
Thanks, Felicity.
Picking up what you're putting down. Do you think like, do you think Gideon's like a natural to it, or do you think that he maybe kind of has some blunders along the way?
I'm sure he has blunders. I think he has a fairly steady hand just because he's used to like working on a bunch of stuff that requires a steady hand, but it's just a different form of art than what he's used to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Creation versus presenting, I just think he struggles with it a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But he keeps going, right?
Oh yeah, he doesn't stop. Can't refuse a painting session with Rian. Make me the most hated character in the show.
They're painting. Rian doesn't ever give direction as you're painting. You know, this is your canvas. This is your world. He lets you have that expression.
Oh, Gideon has the canvas away, so you can't see the painting. Stop.
Painting, and I think Rian, partway through, after hearing, Gideon maybe like grumble or like kind of make like noise, like thinking out loud noises.
Classic Gideon grunt.
He would say, all right. I know there was an old proverb in one of the books about the Akunai people that I read, is that when you fall down 7 times, you need to stand up 8. And I know that this world is just a little different than the one you're used to, but don't give up. Keep going.
Why do you have to stand 8 times? Because you start standing?
Yeah. Well, in order to fall down, I think you have to be standing up, right?
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
I was confused for a second. I follow now.
No, you're good. You're good. It could have been a mistranslation. Honestly, the language was a little archaic. I could have gotten it wrong.
Many things get lost in translation.
You
but I suppose.
I was gonna say, you know what's really strange these past couple of weeks.
Many things, but what are you thinking of?
More strange than anything else that's we've encountered this week.
Tell me.
He kind of stops painting and he looks at Gideon. My back doesn't hurt anymore.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know why. My joints don't hurt. I don't. Sometimes if I would eat the churros that you and Basil would get, sometimes if I got those, my teeth would ache especially, and it would really upset my stomach. But not anymore. I've had so many churros tonight, and I don't feel it. I feel like a young man again.
As Gideon kind of narrows his eyes, does it just seem like it's just stopped, or does he think Rian's hiding something? Gideon handed him a potion that literally makes him younger.
As you look at him and like narrow your eyes and begin to kind of scan, he's, oh no, I didn't drink the potion yet. And
after a conversation with Basil, I think that I will. I still feel like I'm getting older, but I don't. It doesn't hurt anymore. I don't know. But I didn't drink it yet. I think I was going to wait until after all the festivities when things have really calmed down.
Well, I can tell you why your back doesn't hurt anymore.
Please.
I mean, your back hasn't changed. Bones haven't fixed themselves. You haven't done anything to magically repair yourself. It just means you've gotten stronger.
I'll take it. Oh, look at that. We're 1 for 1 on the wise wisdom painting sessions.
I have a few more in the pocket I might drop if this is a contest. I've always appreciated your words, though. You remember how things were. It was just easier to close myself off, to set myself down one path that felt right. And at the time it made sense. But I was closing myself off to so many opportunities. You have to be open to learn truth. And I was closed for too long.
It's a very hard lesson to learn. I myself struggled with it for many, many, many years. You think closing yourself off can protect you somehow. I guess it can to a degree, but with isolation, you can't grow at all. I'm glad that you felt safe with all of us, that you could tear down those walls, you could be vulnerable and grow.
You all were trustworthy people. We may not have seen eye to eye on everything, but you never let me down. None of you did.
And I think I'll sleep a little easier tonight knowing that.
It's funny, isn't it? 5 strangers entering the same village at the same time. And look what happened.
It is strange. I don't know. I think that in moments like that, that serendipity, you might call it fate. I don't know. I think I prefer to see it as we all got extremely lucky. I feel very, very, very lucky.
I think there was a point where we all looked at ourselves like we were cursed. Funny how wrong we were. Except for Gak, he's always kind of had a pep in his step.
I think so too. All right. Well, let's see it.
Me first or you?
I'll go first. It looks really similar to this painting, or to this image on the screen.
Oh, okay. Just literally that image. I was like, you made something, you didn't give me homework? You know I love homework.
Nope, it just looks, it's definitely
Wait,
like...
this hamster?
What?
No,
What?
not.
Where are you looking?
Where is
forgot.
that?
Wait, I thought it was the chat. Wait, where
And
is it?
Foundry.
No, the
And
image
Foundry,
on Foundry.
the image we're all looking at right now.
I don't have it.
I don't see anything.
On
The
Have they popped up
ceremony?
for me?
On Foundry.
With the pillar and the flame.
Oh, you just
Oh,
made
so-
me the pillar? I was so confused. I was like, this rat? Okay, I'm not in
Where's
the
the
moment.
rat?
Sorry. It's in the chat.
I forgot I put
It's
those
in the chat. No, Kayla, I was the exact same. I'm like, that's interesting.
In the RWA chat.
I put those in like an hour ago. I wanted somebody to
Why did
find
it ring in?
Like,
Paint
man,
a
did you
rat.
use Prisma colors or something?
But
That's amazing.
It looks like that. It's just a little bit more like impressionist in style, so it's a little bit like everything kind of looks a little foggy.
Dali.
Yeah.
That's quite lovely.
Thank you. Well, what about yours?
Gideon will turn his around, and it's focusing not on the city, not on the people, not on any of the structures nearby, but in the far horizon, you see that it's very much a landscape shot of just the hills, the fields, the trees, the mountains, anything that we can see, and the sun that is starting to set. And he's used a lot of dark colors as the sun's starting to fall, but he has used the brightest colors for that sun that he can, even as it's shrinking in the distance.
It's very beautiful, Gideon.
Someday, this city might not be here. Someday the people who are here now won't be. But I'm grateful for the fact that we all have a tomorrow.
As am I. All right. Well, I think we've been up here long enough. There might be individuals looking for us. What do you say we get back?
Do you keep these, or what do you do with them?
I keep all of them. And he kind of stands up and he goes to the saddlebag and he pulls out this sort of this large book where each page is about the size of the canvases, and he starts flipping through the pages to show you. In these, I did.
You have images of all the paintings?
I do, yeah. And he's gonna.
Gideon puts his obnoxiously large signature in the corner of the painting.
He goes through them and he points out, like, this one was one of the first ones I did from Hamba Fort. And we have one from Songsa. Wobrook also, flipping through the pages. Let's see. This one was with Enid in Shredina with the fireworks. Gak and I did paintings in the Astral Sea. This was mine.
Ooh.
Stormhold Keep. And, well, there's more, of course, but it's nice to look back and to have these moments. How different we all were. How much we've changed.
For the better.
For the better indeed.
It's been a beautiful journey.
Yes, it has. And he'll kind of go and he'll hug Gideon.
Gideon will return it fully.
With that, he'll kind of look back to the crowds on the streets below and hop on Hikari. After cleaning up his mess, he won't leave a mess on
Marathol's roof.
On Marathol's roof, yeah.
How did this get up here?
Was that paint?
There's only one man I know.
Where are the contractors that did my roof? I will find them.
I will fire them all.
Okay, so you fly back down into the crowd, rejoining the festival. Before we jump 10 years into the future, does anyone else have anything else?
You know what? Yeah, man.
Okay.
So, because Enid is who she is, she did grab churros and bring them over to Gak.
Hmm.
But she also has a third churro because Gak and Enid are gonna go over to Yrsa because we love Yrsa. And
Churro.
yes, so as they walk over Yrsa, you hear Enid go, I don't know why she didn't get me one either, but I mean, I guess it's fine because then she really should have gotten one for everybody. But anyway, and then yeah, she'll come over to Yrsa. What was Yrsa up to? Also, hi Joe.
He's bringing me water. Oh, I don't know.
What a good guy.
Okay. I would think that during this time, he didn't flex. He sucks. Yrsa would be. I think she would have stayed near the
He
little
was behind
altar.
you.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Trash can. Um. She would have stayed near the altar and was all the children in the area. She was making little flower crowns for. And I think she would be making them out of the roses that she made for Oberyn. And then the little Yrsa's favorite flower. She's a basic girly. Her favorite flowers are just daisies. So she'd be like combining them together and then just making them for all the kiddos just to cheer them up. Because this is a very traumatic moment.
Yeah.
So she's just like has a little flower crown train, like a line of kids. You know, like the balloon artist at a birthday party. That's Yrsa,
Yeah.
but with flower crowns.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what she'd be doing.
Enid will hand her a churro and say, "Here, I can crown while you eat for a sec."
Oh, thank you. That
Yak,
is so kind.
Yak, are you good at this?
I
I've never
mean,
tried it before, but I think I am.
I think
you
you're
both can be really good at this.
We are also Rift Wardens, so I think this is just
Mm.
in our nature.
It's part of the job description.
So
You
as
can't be a Rift Warden if you can't make flower.
That's very
E-
true.
exactly, we should have brought the coats.
Oh, I have them.
And Gak opens up his bag of holding and pulls them out.
We gotta put on the coats. Let's go as we make flower crowns. But as we crown in, I imagine Enid's isn't that good, but that's besides the point. Yrsa's got to take a break for the churro time. As they're crowning, Enid will ask Yrsa, "How are your arms? How are the scars doing?"
She kind of takes a moment, finishes her churro, and kind of looks down. You know, I don't think that I've looked in a very long time. And not in a bad way, but in a way that I don't need to. I think that I used to hide them with pretty jewelry and long, flowy sleeves, but now I kind of forget that they're there. They're just a part of me. But I think that's okay. You know, we all grow, and I think those scars are there to show how far we've come. You know, like when you cut a tree down the middle and you can count the different rings, it's just a part of who it is. And it's just a part of who I am.
Yeah, I was thinking about it because similarly, I haven't thought about my burns in a long time. I still had it covered, mostly because we've been dealing with a lot of fire. And that still freaking hurts. But I don't know, when we lit the candles and holding the fire and lighting it for whoever, and even seeing Rianne and my candles, not saying, the family that we lost in the fire. It reminded me of our conversation that we had after you dealt with Oberyn, and we were both in interesting places in our lives. In a metamorphosis, I guess. I think you were the one that said it best, or maybe it was Gak. I don't remember. But I think you asked if I felt like a butterfly or a moth. Or somebody did.
I think it was Gak who influenced me to have such a interesting question that has followed us this long.
That would make sense. I always thought I'd be more of a moth, but I think I am a butterfly.
Why do you say that?
I don't know exactly. I guess butterflies have a stigma of being warmer and kinder and less scary. And not that other people think I'm less scary, but I think there's a piece of me that likes that and wants to be warmer and kinder and more welcoming and less scary.
I don't think you're scary, Enid.
Thank you.
And I think you're a very beautiful butterfly.
Thank you. I should get better at making flower crowns, though, if I'm a butterfly.
It all comes with practice. Thank you for being a part of my life, Enid. And I think because of you, I found out that it is okay to be a butterfly and a moth, and sometimes I needed to be... I think I needed to be scary.
You're freaking horrifying sometimes, in a good way. Oh my gosh.
Thank you. I think things can be both scary and beautiful.
You are definitely proof of that.
And so are you. But you're scary in a I'm going to protect the ones I love at all costs kind of way. And I don't think that's really scary. I think that's very honorable.
Yeah. I'm proud of us. We've done pretty good.
I think so too.
So Gak, are you a butterfly or a moth?
You see, Gak turns around and he has the churro sticking out of his mouth as he's trying to make a flower crown.
I think it's very good that people can be butterflies and I'm 100% butterfly.
Yeah. I think so too.
I agree.
But sometimes I wish I could be both. And I think you two do that very well.
Thanks, Gak. And your flower crown does look great.
Thank you, I know.
Gak is like the biggest monarch butterfly you've ever seen.
Yes. You make the space just more colorful and brighter.
Well, I wouldn't be able to do it without you guys.
Your sisters get a hug of both.
I was like, guess who's getting a hug? So I need to check because it sounds like Timpani might be eating something, but that's all I had.
It's okay. I apologize. My voice is going out again.
You good?
Yeah, I'm just kidding. It's part sick, part sad.
Sad sick. All right.
Sad.
So, is that everything that everybody wanted to do before we jump 10 years into the future?
At the end of the festival, Gak will link up with his family. Because they're just walking around, and he'll invite Enid along, and they'll just walk around as a little family, looking at all the sights.
We doing family stuff.
Okay. All right. We'll wait for Joe to get back before we jump 10 years into the future.
Had to run to let Aspen go potty real quick. She was
No, it's
crying.
okay. I will say this. One thing that you notice, Gak, as you're walking around, is Dio is purchasing an instrument from one of the vendors.
He's multi-classing.
Gak is gonna sneak up behind him.
What are you getting?
Ah! Do not sneak up behind me, Gak.
I thought you were supposed to be good at knowing when someone was doing that.
Well, apparently I've gotten a lot worse.
Gak's also really 9 feet tall.
Look, there's a lot of people walking around. All I can hear is footsteps in the snow. All right? Don't scare me again. He starts like patting down his fur that's been standing up from being scared. How are you enjoying the festival?
That's really nice.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. I've never really been to something like this before.
We've had these a couple times. Not anything to this extent, but when you're sailing around and someone passes away, there's certain ceremonies you have on the water. But this is... it is. Oh, and you see that he gets tapped on the shoulder. Excuse me, sir, are you going to pay for that? Oh, sorry, yes. And he pulls into his pocket and grabs 2 gold and gives the gentleman 2 gold. Thank you. Enjoy your instrument. And you see that he holds a lute and kind of puts it on his back. Did you want something?
Oh, I was just wondering what you were buying.
This is a lute.
Yes.
All right, glad we cleared that up. And he puts it back on his back.
Do you know how to play the lute?
I've dabbled some, but I've had a lot of time to think, and I think that I want to pick it up again. Actually put some time into it now that we actually have time to do things, and the world isn't ending.
Yeah. You know,
I
play the drum a little bit.
Really? Well, maybe over the next couple weeks, months, years, we can start up something.
That sounds very fun. You know, if you need any lessons, my mom here plays pretty good lute.
I do. Then I will reach out to you. I think that my days of throwing daggers and sneaking are probably over. Maybe I'll start telling stories. I mean, I already do. But now I can do with more. And he holds the lute up. Pizzazz.
Listen,
And
Dio, you're good at sneaking around, but you're also really good at being loud and in your face. And I think that you could do something with that.
Maybe I should talk to Merithil. He's also very good at that.
Yeah.
Do you think he knows how to sing?
I'm sure that he thinks he's the best singer.
I could understand that, yes.
Dio, you glitched out for a second. Oh no.
John,
Dio, come back.
Oh, wow.
Oh, hi,
Come back.
Just
Did it speed up my video and make me go like...
Yep.
I don't know, it's been happening with my internet recently, but you know, whatever. It's probably the cold. The cold is freezing the fiber optics or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Sure, dude.
Dio goes, as he puts the loot back on his back, he just goes over and hugs you, Gak.
As they're hugging, Gak is just gonna say like,
Dio, I want to thank you for everything. Like, thank you for, finding me and taking me here, and all this happened because you found me.
Technically, all this happened is... You realize he's thinking about exactly what happened on that day. I will take the compliment. And thank you for everything you've done.
It happened.
Well, I think the term is destiny. And words cannot describe how thankful I am for you, Gak. You are my best friend.
You're mine.
And you see a little tear billowing up in his fur, and he kind of wipes it away. All right, no crying. We've cried enough. Happy. Joy.
Into your music.
I was thinking the first song I write is the love song.
Oh, yeah?
Maybe not. I'll think on it.
Don't put
Enjoy...
too much pressure on the first song.
Right. Well, enjoy the festival.
You too, buddy.
And he looks to... Yeah, he looks to your family and nods and says, it's nice meeting all of you, and enjoy the festival. And they nod, and you guys head off to the festival.
I have a bunny.
Enid steals a bunny from one of the farmers nearby.
She's letting you hold her?
Well.
No.
Oh. Look at the little nose.
So much. Oh yeah, here, everyone meet Tiffany.
Hello.
Tiffany.
Best stream ever.
Oh.
Okay. So. We
Tales of
move
Timpani.
out to the festival. And time goes on. Specifically, 10 years pass. Let me stand up for this bit. After 10 years, as has been tradition, on Winter's Crest, all of you reconvene to Stormhold Keep for a Christmas dinner. It's not called Christmas, but Winter's Crest dinner. We'll just call it Christmas. But before you all have time to talk amongst yourselves and what you've been up to, let's go over what's happened with all of you within the last 10 years. In these past 10 years, Gideon has continued to live in Stormhold Keep, where he and Gak have played a pivotal role in founding the new town of New Hambefort beneath the keep. New Hambefort has grown into a thriving community, a symbol of resilience and cooperation. Alongside, Gideon has also traveled to meet Adina's son, named in his honor, a moment that was both humbling and deeply emotional, forging a strong bond with Adina's family. While there, Gideon spent a considerable time helping to rebuild Willbrook, using his resources and expertise to restore what was lost and bring hope back to the people. Further, his collaboration with Clara has been one of his greatest successes, bringing immense wealth and renown. Together, they have become a force of ingenuity, making Gideon one of the most influential inventors and visionaries in all of Evrand. Shops under the name Gideon and Clara's Igniters of Magic have opened across the world, each one a testament to his and Clara's tireless efforts. These shops are more than just places of commerce, they are centers of inspiration, designed to spark the discovery of the arcane. The items they produce are crafted with the hope that whether purchased or merely studied, they might set someone on a beautiful path of magic and wonder. Clara did take the lead in managing the operations, ensuring their reputation remained unmatched, while Gideon focused on innovation and expanding their reach. Their partnership has not only changed commerce, but it also inspired countless others to pursue their dream of creation and invention, encouraging a new generation of aspiring inventors and mages to explore the mysteries of the arcane. Beyond his business ventures, Gideon dedicated significant time to helping Gak with his school. He provided crucial funding and often served as a guest lecturer, sharing his knowledge and experiences to inspire the next generation of wizard. His involvement went beyond mere support. He actively participated in shaping the curriculum, emphasizing creativity, problem solving, and the spirit of adventure that defined the Seeker's journey. With the wealth he accumulated, Gideon fulfilled a long-standing promise to Dio by purchasing him a ship. Dio named it Wave Dancer 2. Most recently, Gideon organized and funded an ambitious expedition to rescue his uncle, who had been trapped on a distant planet of the Githyanki. The mission was fraught with danger, navigating hostile territories and facing unpredictable nature of the Githyanki was no small feat, but Gideon's assembled group of renowned adventurers, each chosen for their unique skills and courage. Their journey was filled with peril, but through determination and Gideon's careful planning, they succeeded. His uncle, once lost to the stars, now lives on a peaceful life on the bustling spaceport of Stellaris. Yrsa. Water. Hold on. Earth, fire, wind. Yrsa discovered a way to stabilize the rift in Lunaria, allowing her to freely visit the Feywild and Lunaria during the changes of seasons. This breakthrough has made Lunaria a place where the barriers between worlds are at their thinnest and the flow of magic is gentle yet constant, nurturing both realms. Using the divine power of Melora, Yrsa emboldened and grew an immense tree of life at the center of Lunaria, a beacon of growth and vitality that stands as a symbol of unity between the Feywild and the material plane. The tree, known as Heartbloom, is said to be connected to the pulse of the natural world, its roots spreading magic across the land and bringing renewed life wherever they touch. In addition to her work on the Heartbloom, Yrsa shaped many new natural monuments around the world dedicated to her friends. A mountain range named after Rian, known as Rian's Refuge, to serve as a protective barrier around Lunaria. The range is vast and nurturing, with multiple valleys and streams woven through it, enabling trade and welcoming visitors while safeguarding the land from harm. For Gak, a gargantuan pond in southern Ciri, deep within the Whispering Woods. The pond not only holds the purest water in the world, but houses the world's largest koi, each colorful and unique. The pond is a spark of inspiration in what is possible in this world. In honor of Enid, a large sphere-like monolith close to the outskirts of Nubai. This sphere naturally casts the different phases of the moon in its shadows. For Basil, a large hanging garden with an enchanted grove at its center. This garden grows the world's most exotic and beautiful plants, but also some of the most dangerous ones if not handled properly. The garden grows and lives on the outskirts of Aelden, where locals and tourists alike flock to see its beauty. For Gideon, an extremely tall mountain right beside the town of Hillgrove in the center of the continent of Ephyra. The mountain itself resembles a hand that seems to hold all of Ephyra together. Further, Willow, Yrsa's sister, stepped up as the official Rift Warden, leading a newly established company of wardens who protect the wild magic that lingers in the area once touched by these rifts. These wardens, under Willow's guidance, have become the stewards of balance, ensuring the remnants of powerful magic are neither exploited nor allowed to spiral out of control. Their work has allowed Lunaria to flourish in harmony, with the wild magic serving as a boon rather than a threat. Lastly, Yrsa and Rian were married in a grand and heartfelt celebration held in Lunaria. Surrounded by nature and their friends, the ceremony was filled with the essence of the Feywild, flowers blooming with every step, animals gathering as silent witnesses, and gentle breezes carried blessings of Amalora herself. Together, they have been blessed with 2 children. Their son, Tayo, now 8, and daughter, Hinata, 6. Tayo has shown a strong affinity to the magic of the land, often found near the Heartbloom, seemingly listening to its whispers, while Hinata is full of curiosity and an adventurous spirit, always eager to explore the wonders of Lunaria and beyond. Yrsa has embraced her role both as a mother and a protector, ensuring her children grow up in a world full of balance and love from both of their parents. And if you want to post those
oh yeah,
pictures of Tayo and Hinata.
There's art.
Fuck,
No.
I'm so happy.
Oh yeah.
I'm so happy.
Where's
Rian.
it being posted? Oh,
in the art chat, I'll post it there. Well, I'll post it
Thank
actually
you.
in the chat.
Rian, over these past 10 years, Rian has took up the mantle of King of the Okunai, leading the re-emerged and newly formed nation to prosperity. Under his rule, the Okunai have thrived, with Rian tirelessly working to ensure his people were not only safe, but had opportunities for growth and advancements. His leadership fostered crucial alliances with neighboring nations such as Isvaria, Dagrim, and Citra, which brought stability and trade to the region, strengthening their economic and political standing. One of Rian's most notable achievements to date was negotiating a significant deal with the King of Dagrim. Instead of returning all of the land taken by Valamine, half of the territory was granted to the Okunai as a gesture of kindness and to symbolize the growth beyond their nations. This land deal provided the Okunai with much-needed space for expansion, allowing them to settle and cultivate their new areas, further securing the future prosperity. Rian's diplomatic skills have not only earned the respect of his people, but also forged long-lasting relations with Dagrim, ensuring a strong alliance would benefit both nations for generations. Alongside his duties as king, Rian has been deeply dedicated to raising his children with Yrsa. Their son Tayo and daughter Hinata, Rian has taken an active role in their upbringing, teaching Tayo the values of leadership and courage while encouraging Hinata's curiosity and nurturing her affinity for nature. His marriage to Yrsa has become a symbol of hope and unity through the continent, admired throughout the lands, and together they have created a family rooted in love, strength, and ideals of peace and harmony. Rian's devotion to his family and his kingdom is evident in every decision he has made, and has strived to build a future where both of his children and his people can thrive. Enid and Basil
Hey yo.
both dedicated themselves to rebuilding Nubai, working tirelessly to restore the town to its former glory and ensure it was a safe and welcoming place for all. Their efforts extended beyond the physical reconstruction of buildings. They focused on rebuilding the community's spirit and fostering a sense of unity and resilience among its citizens. Together, they established Erelith's Orphanage, where they took in children who had lost their families, caring for them as their own, creating a loving, nurturing environment. The orphanage became a beacon of hope in Nubai, providing not only shelter and education, but also deep senses of belonging. Enid and Basil treat every child as part of their growing family, instilling values of kindness, resilience, and the importance of helping each other. Enid would often share stories of the Seeker's adventures, using them to teach lessons about courage, friendship, and standing up for what's right, while Basil would teach the children practicing skills, basic self-defense, carpentry, and gardening, ensuring that they grew up feeling empowered and capable to shape their own futures. In addition to their work in the orphanage, Enid and Basil also hosted weekly family dinners with the Seekers. These dinners were more than just meals, they were moments of reunion filled with laughter, stories, and the warmth of true family. Enid poured her heart into every dish she prepared, her cooking inspired by the many cultures that they had encountered in their travels. Each meal was a reminder of their shared history, filled with flavors that brought back memories of their adventures together. Basil ensured that everyone felt comfortable and at ease, often organizing small activities that brought the group closer, whether it was a game that sparked friendly competition or a quiet moment of reflection to honor those that they had lost. These gatherings became a cherished tradition, a time to celebrate their enduring bond and reminisce about their past adventures. No matter how far their journeys took them, their dinners reminded each of the seekers that they would always have a place where they belonged, a home built on love, friendship, and shared history. Gak. Gak made it a priority to maintain these weekly dinners, building teleportation circles in everyone's homes to stay connected. These gatherings became, again, a cherished tradition filled with laughter, storytelling, and a deep bond that had always held the seekers together. No matter where their lives took them, the dinner served as that reminder. Gak also co-authored an adventuring guidebook with Gideon, sharing their stories and experiences in a way that captivated audiences across Evrand. The book, titled Gak and Gideon's Guide to Adventuring Volume 1, became a popular read filled with tips and tricks for adventuring, which inspired a new generation of adventurers to go out on their own ventures and taking up the mantle of heroism. Gak and Gideon ensured the book was accessible to everyone, regardless of social status, making it a beacon of hope for those who dreamed of a different life. After the book's release, Gak decided to take up the role of a teacher, which did not go exactly as Gak planned. Though Gak briefly taught at the Mushrik Sun in the College of Eilden, he quickly realized that a formal teaching role was not suited for his creative and adventurous nature. Instead, he found fulfillment in guest speaking at different colleges and magical institutions, where he could share his adventures without the constraints of traditional academia. His talks became famous for their humor, vivid descriptions, and the sense of wonder he brought to each tale. Gak's storytelling had a way of making his audience feel as though they were right there with him, battling monstrous foes, discovering ancient secrets, and standing alongside his friends. His passion and enthusiasm were infectious, and he inspired countless young wizards to pursue their own path of magic and adventure, encouraging them to embrace the unknown and see the world through the eyes of curiosity and imagination. As each of you enter Stormhold Keep and look around, it is decorated for the time, and you can hear the clattering of plates and silverware and the thuds of food hitting table, and you can feel the warmth of the fire that is very much large inside of this central area where you have had countless dinners over time. And as you enter, you can see a couple of people other than just the Seekers. You can see Marathil, who has been invited to almost all of the dinners, except for maybe a handful. He never overstays his welcome. You can see Dio is there as well, and you can see that Dio, as Rian and Yrsa would have been some of the first, Dio is playing his lute to Yrsa and Rian's children as he sings a song. You can see that Sayori is also there, and there's also the Queen of Isvaria, who is, as you notice, kind of helping Gideon cook something as she kind of nudges Gideon on the side, and they share a little laugh and smile. As all of you enter, you all meet each other's gazes, and it is the 10th Wintermas, or whatever I call it in this world. Let's call it Wintermas.
Winter
Celebration, Winter's Crest, celebration of the Seekers of Insania. The floor is yours, Seekers.
Well, well, well. Look who it is. It's very good to see everyone, as Rian will immediately, each person just hug, squeeze, hug, squeeze, hug, squeeze.
Oh, be careful, be careful. I have breakables in here. And Basil's going to hold up a giant bag filled with presents.
Hug.
Gak will cast Mage Hand on the bag to lift it up so Rian can give a proper hug.
Thank you, Gak. How are the kids? And Basil is gonna like run over, like, hi.
Yeah, that's why we're here. The children.
The kids are, Auntie Basil, and they just give you.
Oh my gosh. They can't.
Hinata said, "Are those presents all for us?"
Most of them are.
Cool.
Well, I think that we should all take a seat, maybe, right? I'll tell you what, I'm hungry from the journey here. The few steps in the teleportation circle.
Few steps that it took.
I mean, we definitely don't want anything to get cold. I've been slaving over this meal, okay? So maybe we should just sit down and I'll get everything ready. As she starts to like set the
Basil, did you make dessert again?
No, I did not. I brought.
I mean, it couldn't have been as bad as last year, though, right? If you tried again.
Yeah, that's not. We don't say
Well,
that out loud.
No, it's okay.
Did she not know?
This year, Enid and I are working on self-reflection and understanding that we are not always good at everything. And we are okay with that. We listen and we don't judge.
You see, kids, that is very good advice that Basil has given, and we should all listen and not judge.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I
The
do
kids
have
look-
gifts.
Tayo turns around and Hanada as well, and they go, "What?"
Exactly. Exactly.
Play another song.
All right. I want to be clear. Wasn't judging at all. I thought I was just stating the fact.
No, it's okay.
I think that I think you're lovely. Thank you very much. I'm
I think you're lovely too.
Queen Erin says to Enid, "Do you need any help with anything, Enid? I can, whatever you need."
Actually, yes, if you could. And she's like, you know, full mom mode. Enid's now a homemaker all of a sudden. So not all of a sudden, it's been 10 years in the making. But she cooks for all these orphans all the time. So she's like got this down and it's
Did you
good.
have like the apron and everything in the
That's
midst?
amazing.
Like,
Oh yeah. I'm trying to think of a good analogy of like some scary looking person that like also puts on an apron. I feel like we've seen
Mrs.
this
Doubtfire.
before.
Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah, kind of. Both of those, somewhere in the middle. I'm trying to.
Doesn't
Oh
feel
no,
right.
it's like Buzz Lightyear. in
Mrs.
Toy Story.
Nesbit.
Yeah,
Mrs. Nesbit.
Nesbit. That's more the
The
vibe.
queen helps you set the table, Enid, and bringing food over. I know you had your hand raised, Ryan.
I did. While everyone's kind of getting the last of the stuff prepared, you didn't mention him, but Romulus would be here, right?
Yeah. Sorry, he's always here.
Yeah, I kind
Same
of
with
figured.
Basati, too, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Yep.
That
So
bitch better be here.
whoever you want here is here.
Gideon would signal to Romulus to kind of step aside since Enid's helping the queen now. Gideon kind of sees an opportunity to step away. And he'll
Yes.
just pull him into like one of the hallways. It's a little early, but this is for you. And Gideon will reach into his jacket and he'll pull out a envelope and hand it to Romulus.
You already paid for the month.
I'm aware. The gift-giving holiday, last I checked.
Yes. Thank you.
Gideon's looking at him, like clearly wanting him to open it now.
Oh, you want me to open it? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He, like, pull it, and it's wax sealed. Okay.
I only use the finest wax.
Apparently, and he opens it. What is this?
At first he's probably confused, but as he reads, it is a deed signing over ownership of Stormhold Keep to Romulus himself. And there is a key in the envelope as well.
He reads it. I can't accept this. This is too much, Gideon.
It's either you take it or no one has it.
And wait, where are you going?
This is my last night here. In terms of where I'm going, I don't think it's much of a secret, and Gideon will pull out a ring. It's either I'm leaving or I'm going to be staying here for the rest of my life.
Well, if things go badly, and he kind of puts it into his pocket, you can stay at my keep.
Well, thank you.
And he kind of leans forward and I don't think I've ever asked this. Can I give you a hug?
Of course.
Gives you a hug and like pats you on the back, like kind of firm. Thank you, Gideon. Thank you. This means a lot.
Can I just ask you one thing?
Of course.
I didn't have much when I first came to you. I didn't know anything about anything. I was poor, I was hungry, I was cold. Wasn't very strong. But you gave me an opportunity. I just always wondered what you saw that day that made you take a chance on me.
I saw a kid looking for more. I saw a kid reaching out, looking for hope. And in a way, I saw my son. And it was the right thing to do.
When I set out, not from you, but the first time, I was scared. I didn't know what people would be like, whether they'd be kind or cruel. I know I haven't said it enough, but if it hadn't been for you, I don't think I would have accomplished any of the things I set out to do.
I think you would have. I think it would have taken you a little longer. But you're persistent, Gideon, and you prevail. And you don't give up. You would have accomplished your goals. I think without me, you still would have been here.
Maybe, maybe not.
Well, maybe in another universe, maybe. But in this one, you're stuck with me, so...
Should you ever need anything, you know you only need to ask, right?
Oh! Yes, I do know that. You've made that very apparent over these last couple years. I'll try not to ask, but if I do need to, I will.
Thank you for reminding me, though. You talked about this month's wages, and Gideon will cast telekinesis and a chest is going to slide over. You're probably going to need that to pay the staff for the next several years.
You see almost the color leaves his face for like a second. And then it returns. You were probably one of the nicest persons I've ever met. I'm gonna hug you again now. And he just hugs you. And it's really tight. And you almost start to lose breath a little bit. And he just like pats your back really hard. He's like, you are a good person, Gideon. And you can tell that he's just, he's overtaken with joy and happiness as he lets you go. And,
Yep, you too.
sorry.
And cracks his back.
Well, until tomorrow, I'm still captain of the guard here, so I will make sure that everything goes smoothly for the festivities. Sir.
Just try to remember to have some fun, too. And he'll pat him on the shoulder and head back.
And he picks up the chest. Nope. And puts it back down. And
I'll move it later.
All right, thank you. And he just leaves it there. All right, Gideon, you return back.
I got a lot of stuff, so if anyone else has a turn, please.
Honestly, Basil would probably just be like passing out the little gift she got. She has a big garden back home, and what she would have done is work with a local artist who I'm sure you all have seen it, where people put flowers inside those little glass orb things. Yeah. So she would have like made a little bouquet for each one, just like, oh, here's a bouquet that I think, Rianne would like, or like your son. Enough magic to where it won't wilt or, start looking ugly. So she'd start passing it out to them and had like a little engraving on each one. And she'd go over to the kids and she pulled out a bunch of little pins made of like really durable glass. And then she starts pulling out these little duck pin size balls that have flowers in them. And then she's like, so you're going to set these up like this, and then you're going to take this glass ball and you're going to roll it at these other glass pins, and you want to try to knock all of them down.
Okay.
And there's a point system. So you have to set them up like this, and they're really pretty, and she's gonna look up at Rianne and Yrsa. They're really durable, I promise you. I threw a lot of stuff at it. I threw it at the wall. They won't break.
Oh, I trust you.
Hinata goes, I want to roll first. And Tayo goes, no, I want to roll first.
Basil will roll first.
They both look at each other. Aww. All right, but I'm going to set it up first. And Tayo just runs over there and grabs him. Hey! And Hinata kind of runs after him. They start setting it up and they come back. Okay, Auntie Basil, roll it.
It's like this. And she'll roll it. And John, you can say whether I did well or not.
Basil's a gifted puller.
Let's see.
She pulls out her gun and just starts shooting him down. Well.
Got it too.
Basil, you knocked down 2. Okay, my turn, Hinata says.
Oh my god.
Runs over, grabs it. Yes! 7! All right, my turn! And Tayo runs over. Dang it. Ha! I win.
Now listen. If we get really good, maybe we can make it like a game thing where people make teams and people just make their own, like maybe a little like runway kind of thing, and there's a bunch of people on their own runways and we're all trying to get more points, so it's like a whole system and it's competitive.
Pop her head out of the kitchen. So they like it?
They love it, my
We love it. It's
That's
so
good.
cool.
Good.
What do you think you're going to call it? Like rolling or
I like rolling.
Rolling's good. Could be.
I do have a lot of good ideas.
It is
Maybe
good. It
snack.
is good.
Hey,
I'm not sure
Enid,
what-
my bowl is just a little dirty. Are they still in the same place in the keep?
What do you mean a little dirty?
That's impossible. I cleaned it all.
Well, there's just a couple of my bowl. There's a couple.
Yes, it's in the same place. Okay, I don't know who didn't do their job.
Fine,
I did my job very well, actually.
I'll go get a new bowl. You guys keep playing rolling or whatever you're calling it.
I just
I don't
really
know.
hate you, Joe. It's not
damn it.
funny.
There are no bulls in this game. I don't think that sounds right.
All right, if you
You
insist.
you continue to hear the glass clinking against each other as now for the next probably hour, Tayo and Hinata are. Yrsa and Rian, you look over, you're like, cool. They have something to do.
It's like
Keep
this
them busy for an
beautiful
hour.
Etsy made frosted glass.
They're like, Dio, do you want to play? Yes, of course. And Dio's now like a babysitter.
Of course, as he should be.
Couple-
All right, everyone, sit down. We're all ready to go.
Oh, thank God.
We're having rabbit stew.
Oh wow!
What the fuck?
I
Felicity.
assume there are other options at the table.
Nope, that's it.
For yours, say yes.
Thank you.
My rabbit's right there.
It's delicious. She's made it before.
Mm.
You're so eating her salad.
Rihanna, as you go to eat, the food almost hits like a barrier as it gets to your mouth and falls off.
Rian sets the spoon down.
You see Tayo and Hinata. Shut up.
Oh
He picks the spoon back up. He scoops the soup. Dink.
Yep.
What's wrong, Rianne? Do you not like your soup?
Shh, be quiet.
Yeah, what's wrong, Rianne?
Soup is great, so it's definitely not the soup.
Rianne, are you having trouble eating?
I think I hear something. And I'll kind of stand up. What's that smell? She's like walking around the table. You all smell that? And then as he's like right behind the two kids, smells like, and he's gonna go down, he's gonna like pick both of them up, like one in each. Smells like troublemakers to me!
They start laughing and smiling.
Oh.
Us and Uncle Gak got you.
Got you, you got pranked, Rianne.
I got pranked.
And he sort of looks to the... You helped them?
They came up with the idea. I thought it was good. I don't know what to tell you.
You two are wonderful, aren't you? And he'll put them both back down.
Okay, stop.
But just
Tayo
remember,
like fixes his hair.
as he kind of like kneels down, don't start a war you can't finish. All right?
They both of their faces, they're smiling. They're just like,
You see Basil? No pranks.
Don't tell me how to raise my kids, all right? This is between me and them.
We're
I
not
can't
pronking
believe
at the
it.
table anymore.
Gak is
That
standing
way
behind
everyone
Rianne and he's going.
When we
Sorry,
get home.
Mom.
When we get home,
Nice.
it's on, all right?
They both look to Gak. Help.
Okay, yeah, we'll talk after dinner. We'll figure this out.
Yours is gonna tell them about the one time we were all chickens.
I love that. Yes. the
At this
chicken
very
one.
table.
And we all started squawking, and it was beautiful.
I feel like
and
on the
wonderful.
ground, there's just a little bit of tar left.
It's just stuck to the floor, never came up.
They'll probably see like weirdo Aunt Basil, where she'll see a spirit and she's like, "Oh yes, have a good night," just randomly to no one.
You are the wine ants.
It's like, what was that? Oh, Betty's just going to bed. That's all. I don't know why.
It's just Jacob Marley with his chains he forged in life.
Theo just, Enid, this is amazing. This is delicious.
Thank you.
It really is, Enid. I think you've outdone yourself this year.
Well, the kids always tell me what they like, and then they keep bringing more, they tell me more about things I've never heard of from different places around the world, so it really helps.
Continue to eat, and you can see that Hinata has snuck away, and in the other room, Yrsa, Rianne, and then everyone just hear clink.
Fair.
You know, I'm just gonna pretend I didn't hear anything.
Mom, can I be excused?
Yes.
Okay.
You may.
It gets up, pushes the chair, looks at Hinata's chair, pushes the chair, and
Oh.
It's my turn. Clink.
Well, they love it. Thank you.
It's actually pretty fun. Maybe I can, instead of multiple small ones, I could just make one big one.
That's
just
a good
make it
idea.
all bigger and prettier.
Brian, did you ever get a
Gideon?
clean bowl?
I did.
We will figure
yes.
this out.
Yes. Sure, I have time.
And if you want Gideon's help, I'm sure you could make it kind of like a little spacey. You could have cosmic rolling.
I think there needs to be
Cosmic
something to
rolling,
like
yeah.
grip it because it's not as easy when it's just smooth.
What if you put holes in it?
Holes
That
Put
would
your
would
little
work.
fingers inside.
No.
It won't work.
No, it just wouldn't be
Then what else?
balanced.
Well,
You
gotta
could have, like,
figure
a
out something
glove.
to
I
put
don't
on
know.
the inside that like fixes the balance.
Hello, there's flowers on the inside. I'll just put more.
Well, we can
Oh.
have gloves that are grippy, you know? So like
That could work. I'll see what I can do.
Perfect.
Maybe it's a material issue.
Could be. Maybe it depends on the ground.
That could also be it. That we'll figure
we'll
it
brainstorm. We'll brainstorm.
out. Mm-hmm.
I just feel like content sitting with you all. I'm saying this is Rachel.
Yours has a thing, but she's gonna wait till the very end to say her thing.
Oh.
Just putting it out there. This is the last conversation. So whatever you guys got to talk about, this dinner is the time.
I think Gak will look around at everybody, and he'll say, "So, yeah, pretty soon I'm gonna be moving out of the keep. Actually, hey Dio,
Yes.
I'm telling him about what we're gonna be starting doing.
Go on then.
And Gak will be like, yeah, so I'm still getting little guest speakings and stuff like that around, but Dio and I are just gonna start like traveling and going on little adventures and roaming around the places we haven't seen, searching for stuff.
We're going to have to find a bigger crew. The Wave Dancer 2 is well, it's a galleon. It's fucking big. So we need a lot of people. So we haven't been able to set out yet until we find that. We'll probably should take a trip to Shredina at some point.
I can buy it back from you and buy you a small
No,
ship
no,
if you
no,
want
no,
me
no,
to.
no, no. I love the ship, Gideon. It is the most beautiful thing I have ever seen in my life.
And I'm already putting a teleportation circle on the ship, don't worry. So
I thought you already did that.
It takes a while, Dio.
How long?
It does.
It takes like a year, I think.
Oh, all right. Well,
Yeah, I can.
he's
do it
already
quicker,
started.
but
You
still,
can't sell the ship, Gideon. He already started the circle thing.
I mean, that would just raise the price, but okay. I mean, those things take a year to make. Weren't you listening?
I can do it in 8 months.
That's impressive. Is that
So-
true?
Where are you going again, Gak?
You're just kind of going everywhere,
Yeah.
you know. We're
I mean-
a lot in my travels of trying to like talk to people and hear about stuff. I hear about so many. I don't know, not mysteries, but there's just a lot of stuff to find and a lot of stuff to see. And I
A lot
feel
of
like-
adventures and stories too.
Yeah.
Any
Dio needs
particular
to get out
place
of that
you're
house for sure.
I do.
well, where are you most excited to see?
Oh, I don't know. Honestly, I feel like there's so many places that not a lot of people go to, and maybe there's even some places that
that aren't on our map, you know?
Mhm.
And there's people there that I think need to learn about some magic stuff.
Myself, I would like to travel back to the Ashparan Archipelago to see how everything's going there. We were there for a very brief time. And also, Olari, the kingdom of the Draconian. I've heard it's a beautiful place.
I think that's wonderful, you guys. You're going to travel and explore and spread your knowledge everywhere. And maybe learn a little something along the way. It's great. When do you plan on leaving?
Don't have a specific time, but definitely soon. Every
That's
time
wonderful.
I think about leaving, I'm like, wow, I could spend another night here. We gotta set a time.
I think once we find the crew, it's pretty set in stone. So probably within the next week.
Good.
We're still having weekly dinners.
Yeah, don't be.
Ooh, once you finish the teleportation circle, they can have them on the ship.
That's
The
true.
galleon that Gideon bought has a beautiful dining hall.
If you guys ever want an ocean dinner,
I do love seafood.
Oh, since we're talking about adventure, I did want to tell you all that since I have been telling stories and singing songs, I'm thinking about writing a book.
No.
And I would like to write it about the Seekers of Insonia.
I think that sounds like a great idea.
Dio, I'm going to ask you this once.
Yes,
When you write this, are you going to be present for events that you were not present for in said book?
No.
Do I?
I might.
I'm kidding. I choose to believe him.
I might play up some of the things that I helped with, just a little bit. It's just.
That's fine.
It's fiction.
Yeah.
the interest of a good story.
But it's not
Sometimes you
fiction.
Well,
Listen,
some of it will be
Enid,
fiction.
Sometimes you just gotta make stuff up to make it sound better.
Right.
I don't know.
I do.
No, Gak's right.
All the great novelists speak in hyperbole anyway.
I mean, Gak literally speaks at colleges and schools, so out of everyone, he would know.
Yeah, I mostly tell the truth though, but it's good to lie sometimes.
Well, I
Wise
think
words,
if you-
Gak.
If you really want to write this book, I think all of us would be very excited to help out and I guess be the center of it. It's very kind of you.
I'll have him read me what he's writing. I'll make sure that it's correct.
Just also plan on getting messages from Gak so that we can set up times for interviews so I can get all of the story parts that I need to.
Well, then maybe once you're done, you could come over to my place and you can read to the kids.
Sure.
Tell them about their moms.
I think it's going to be a very large book, considering it's about your adventures, but
I didn't say
also
read the
it might-
whole thing.
Oh,
True, she
And
didn't.
it can also
All right.
be over a period of time, like every Tuesday night, you come over and read a
Oh.
chapter.
okay.
Wednesdays.
I can do that.
Wednesdays.
Ooh,
Wednesdays would be good.
Wednesday's good.
It'll give the kids something to look forward to, and it'll be nice to see you.
Of course I can do that for you two. I can't say no. I'll do it.
Oh, you'll love it. Don't act like you won't.
I know.
Honestly, Dio, I think you might be able to make multiple books out of this.
That's true.
Hmm.
With many chapters and
Mm-hmm.
a very, very long series of multiple events that happen, and you break it down by chapters in books. And then
That
each
could be
week
like-
you can tell a certain chapter.
Yeah, I think there could be like 9 books.
Interesting.
There's more money that way too.
Okay. Well, we'll workshop. I don't want to take the entirety of our, Winter's Crest on this topic exactly.
You could name it Tales of Evrand.
But that's too
good.
broad.
You think so?
Or the Seekers of Insomnia.
Seekers of Insomnia.
Well, well,
It's more specific.
but it doesn't capture the audience. It doesn't
it
say,
not?
pick up this book and read it. It just
Did
says,
we not just save
these
the
are
world
words.
10 years ago? I feel like people will read it.
Yeah, but what about 50 years from now? Or 100 years from now?
I don't know.
We have to think of the longevity of the novel.
Well, I think if it's a really well-written story, it'll last forever.
Mm.
If you
Like
make it
Polo's
good,
Guide.
then it doesn't matter.
Yo, sometimes the stories we tell are just for ourselves.
But not this one. Specifically.
I'm just saying, focus on just making something you're proud of.
Ah, all right.
The money comes
I will,
after that.
I will. Okay. I look forward to reading this book when it's done. 100 years from now, Dio. Hey, I'll have it done at least within the last 40.
Will Dio live another 100 years?
Dio's only like 31.
I just don't know how long Tabaxi lived for. That's a genuine Ryan question. I don't know how long they live for.
Normal human. They probably live to
Okay.
like 90, 100.
He's a leveled character, so he'll live longer. That makes sense.
Well, now he's a bard, so probably longer than that.
There we go. I know Kayla wanted to save a thing for last. I had a thing, but it's kind of big, so if anyone else wanted to go, I'm good with waiting.
I can go if you want me to.
Well, I know you wanted to go last. I was mainly talking to everyone else if they had other conversations they wanted to have, because Gideon kind of has like a group address kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like everything that Basil needed to say, she's been pretty consistent just throughout the campaign, I think. Like how much everyone means to her, and she's a gift giver.
Mm.
Here are your flower balls.
Yeah, I think Enid's gifts were Enid and Basil gifts, but I think one gift for Rianne, there's just like a little extra something in the box. And I think it would be some sort of trinket that she found in Dubai that was salvaged from before the fire. I imagine, I don't know, but maybe Rianne's family had a little statuette of like a horse or something. I don't know. And it's one that she remembers like sitting on their like mantle or something. So it's just also in Rianne's box. And she doesn't say anything, but she does eye him to see if he like notices and remembers the trinket. And she's just like,
yeah. I think as soon as he sees it, as soon as he opens it, he would immediately look up towards Enid and smile and nod and mouth thank you.
and she'll just kind of smile and shrug. Up on the inside. And that's it. That's all I got. I'll react to whatever you guys got.
Gideon got everyone the newest model of the CAC. Everyone has a gun now.
Pew, pew, baby. Let's go.
Yours is like, I will not use this, but I'll put it on display. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wait for the kids, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's got a safety
You
mode.
shoot it, and like a little
Oh,
flower pops out, and it goes like.
I'm going to put it on a wall at home, and it's going to be beautiful.
Excellent. Anyone else? All right. Gideon's gonna stand up and hold up his glass of sparkling cider. I wanted to offer a toast to each of my dearest friends. Rianne, I feel you and I have always been honest with each other, even when we weren't happy about it. But sometimes the greatest breakthroughs come from disagreements and two parties looking at a problem in new ways. And you've always helped me to see the other side of things that I couldn't see. Thank you for that. Yursa, for probably the first person who at least made me feel like she saw me for me. Who looked past the masks that I wore to see someone who was just hurting and needed someone and never judged me for it. You gave me the courage to embrace a world that I thought didn't want me. Thank you for that. Basil, thank you for being unapologetically you ever since I met you. Despite everything you've been through, all the trials and tribulations, you've, on the surface at least, never questioned or changed who you are and what you wanted. An incredibly rare quality amongst anyone I've ever met. To your beautiful wife, Enid, when we first met, I felt a connection with you. We both grew up in difficult circumstances. And I think that we had some cracks and some scars to show for it. But we didn't let it break us, not completely. I think there's a world out there where you and I went down very different paths. But not this one. And I never told you this, but I hope you know that even in those moments where you probably felt very weak, I think you were a lot stronger than you gave yourself credit for. I think even if you didn't vocalize it or say it, I think you knew that things could change and the dark times would pass. And look where we are now. And to Gak, I've been pondering the nature of magic these last few years. And I don't think I'll ever get a full answer, but I think the weave, I don't think it's a force of nature. I don't think it's a sentient being, but I think it lives in its own way. And I think its power can be harnessed, it can be taken, it can be embraced. To Demogorgon, he was a conqueror of the weave. He took, and he manipulated, he tore. I think the weave greeted me as an ally. But in no one I've ever met have I seen the weave greet someone like a dear friend like it has you. To shape and inspire, to believe in the things of what could be instead of what they are. No one helped me to see that there were more ways that I could shape and change the world than what I thought were available to me. Everyone here has been a part of what has made me me. You each helped me climb out of my own way, to give me the strength to move on, the strength to help each of you when you needed me, and I hoped I was there for you. And know that, as I know that you all will always be there for me, I will be there for you, and your friends, and your children for as long as you need me. The world may change. Even if darkness comes again, what we have here will never fade. Not as long as even one of us is here to remember each other. If I had to choose between the ability to weave the weave as I do, or to have known all of you, I would give up all of my magic to have each of you with me. To the seekers of insomnia, my dear friends. He'll sit.
I think Basil would stand. There's no way I could top that. And I don't have to. I don't need to. Because Gideon has always had a way with words when the rest of us don't. I know that all of these years, I've also contemplated life and death. And I remember when I used to have this anger with my mother. BTW, Basil probably would have told all the close friends over the 10 years about her mom being a really quick. I believe that me living all of those lives weren't just some selfish reason of her not being able to let me go. Life is a crazy thing, and even the goddess of life doesn't know how things are going to end or why they do. But there was something that must have been whispering in her ear to keep regenerating me in these new lives. It's because I was meant to find you, to be here, to have gone through all of this. And I'm now glad that I've lived all of these lives because it led me to you. And she would probably like reach down and hold Enid's hand too, and she'd give like a special squeeze. Well, we already drank, so feel free to take another sip. And she's gonna sit down.
These chalices never empty, so I still have chalice.
They never empty. I like the idea that they just bring the chalice every dinner.
Hell yeah.
It's always in Gak's bag.
TBH.
It's his Stanley Cup.
Oh, well, yours will stand up. And she'll say, well, I certainly don't know how to follow both of those. But I suppose this is more of a announcement rather than a post. But I guess I could start with, I don't even know what else to say. I think you both took the words right out of my mouth. I love you all very, very much. And I think it goes without saying how important each of you are. And if it wasn't for all of you, I would not be who I am today. And I think when we all met, there was this perception that I was this very wise woman who knows all, but I truthfully still don't know everything. And I'm still figuring it out. And it's nice to know that I have such lovely, wonderful family to help put those pieces together with me. And now I can share all that wisdom that you all have given me with two beautiful children. And I'm very thankful for that. But it has come time to where I do have to leave for a little. And it's more of a regular occurrence that I have to leave and come and go. And this is something that I've already spoken with Rian and the children, and they know and they understand. And Yrsa kind of like takes Rian's hand. But part of me now has to fully be what Melora is. And with that, I have to go to the Feywild for a short time. Well, maybe not super short, but for some time, every year, for about whatever the duration of fall and winter is. For about 6 months or so, I will be in the Feywild. And then when springtime comes back, I can come back. And I will stay until summer, and then I'll have to leave again. So I still want to do our lovely family dinners and our get-togethers. There just might be a different change in the schedule. But I want you all to know that even when I'm gone, I'm still here. I'm always here. Every tree, every little bud that you see, that's also me. And if you ever need someone, I'm always listening. I will always be listening. Because I love you all, and I'm always going to be there for you, even if I can't physically be there. You can drink more if you want. She raises her cup.
Basil will.
I am incredibly honored to live in the world that you will be continuing to shape. I'm happy for you, even though you'll be greatly missed.
We will also be freezing all of the meals so you have them when you
Yes, I will look forward to them.
Basil will reach down into one of her many pockets and she'll pull out a raven feather and she'll hand it over to Yrsa. It's not just us who will watch over you. If you need anything, let her know.
Thank you. I will.
How does Rian look during this?
I mean, you can tell he's already heard this. This isn't new information to him, so he is sad at it, but you can tell from, the way his face is and the way that he's sort of holding Yrsa's hand. He's supportive. He knows this is what she needs to do, so he'll be okay.
Gideon will just give Rian a nod of acknowledgement that he sees him during this. But he'll look to Yrsa. Coming back with the new flowers. What could be more appropriate?
I thought so too. I really love you guys.
We all love you so much, and spring is now my favorite season. Just saying. I'll look forward to it.
And the kids will need a lot of guidance. So thank you all for already doing that. Because the times that I'm not here, they're going to be just with Rian, and we all know how well that go.
Well, Basil,
I'm sorry, did I mishear something? What you just said?
Basil and I have plenty of space and plenty of cousins that miss them all the time. So
great.
They're always welcome over there because we never get a break. Except
we have
for
enough
our weekly
stories.
dinners.
We have enough stories to tell so that it'll help with missing you.
Thank you. All of you. Thank you. But it is time to be merry and festive and celebrate. So let's do that.
That's what we'll do.
So Basil did not make dessert this year, but I did. And so she's gonna bring out, it's just like from the really old Christmas Carol, if you guys have seen it. It's the pudding that you set on fire.
Ooh.
I
Nice.
don't know what the fuck it is, but it's on fire, baby!
Was it
Which is
creme
symbolic
brulee?
for Rihanna and... We're over it.
Yeah, drama
so
can
funny.
be
Dark and funny.
I
I'm
think.
sorry.
Dio's just like, that is so fucking cool.
It's hot. Someone else serve it.
Hot
My arm
pudding?
hurts. It's pudding.
Wouldn't he just melt hot pudding? Just
Well, yeah, it's like part of like you like.
You have to
I don't
eat
know the
very
technical
quickly.
terms. I just make food.
You flambe? Is that a word?
Probably.
That is a word.
Feel free to dive in. I wasn't trained, y'all. This is just based off vibes, so.
Well, your
what the
vibes
kids tell me.
always end up tasting delicious, so keep doing what you're doing.
Fire pudding.
I also made a little bit of dessert.
And Gak's gonna pull out a small tray of brownies, like the ones that he'd make with you.
Oh.
He gives the first one to Enid and then sets it on the table.
That's her favorite.
I have something too.
And-
Basil will run into the kitchen, come back. Tiny little glasses filled with liquor.
Hmm.
That's a good dessert.
I believe Enid and I were traveling somewhere. They call them shots or something.
Mm.
And she'll set it down. So you just take a glass and you shoot it back.
Well, we have to all cheers it.
Cheers.
Oh, okay.
And then
Yes.
you can shoot it. You all in one. Don't try and taste it.
Yeah, you're just supposed to just a quick swallow. This is meant to get you drunk, not to like casually sip. Children, these are not for you.
Aw.
Who wants one? Oh, Gak, I added a little bit of milk in yours.
Oh, thank you.
The queen looks at it and goes, says to Gideon, I'm liking these traditions.
I'm sure we'll keep them up.
Shot.
Welcome to the family.
Everybody.
Not the children.
Not the children.
All right. Well,
Go back
after
to
Enid,
Shots and bowling.
oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
After Enid takes her shot, she's gonna look to Dio. Okay, we need some tunes. Okay, and now it's a party.
Alright. And you see that he starts stomping his foot and starts playing his lute. And with that, as the night goes on, drinking and festivities, music, company of friends. Is there anything else? Going once. Going twice. All right.
I think Rian would, as everything is kind of settling down, and things are getting more quiet, and the fire's burning in the background, and there's maybe some whispered conversations at the table. I like to imagine that in those final moments that Yrsa and Rian are sitting on a couch near the fire with their two kids beside them as they're falling, you know, like at a Christmas party, like Christmas Eve or whatever, the young kids always fall asleep, you know. And I think that Rian would just look to Yrsa and say, I know you're leaving soon. And I know I don't need to say this. Because I know you'll be back, but in moments like these, as he sort of looks to the two kids and looks to her, I'm so thankful that you saved me.
I am too.
He'll kiss Yrsa and look to the two kids and look back behind the couch to his friends. And I think for the first time in a very, 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 very long time, Rian legitimately feels whole. He feels complete.
And on that note,
Now I have to do something cute and romantic too. Sorry to steal that. That was
the camera starts panning back, and then it pans really quickly forward back into
It's not much. I just
No
started
problem,
thinking
no
about it. Sorry. It's just like, I think also as Rian, he's like looking at all the friends. I think Enid and Basil are probably slow dancing by the fireplace in the twinkling lights, and maybe they just like hold each other and give each other kisses. That's all.
Basil will whisper in her ear, if I had to choose a life, I would always choose this one with you.
And she'll put her hand on her cheek and say, you've made this life everything I wanted. Thank you.
And we'll be
Kisses!
together in the next.
Okay. So,
Wait, no, then we
Sorry,
see
I was
Gideon
feeling sad, so I
propose.
needed to make a joke.
Propose!
I was going to say we don't need to roleplay that, but he would be proposing that night.
Yes.
there's the camera
Two
hands to Gideon proposing to Queen Erin Yanfina, who screams yes, and the entire party
Aw.
The two kids.
just
They're like, what happened?
no, they would have been putting in like a bed or something, like sleeping at the moment. But as we pan away from the party with that announcement, we move 40 years into the future.
Dun dun dun.
Who made that noise?
Kayla did.
I
sorry.
loved it.
I'm so
No,
sorry.
it's okay. I just couldn't tell where it was coming
Who-
from. It was beautiful.
Who opened The Last of Us?
It's a clicker.
I can make that noise too.
Let's see if we can get through this.
The transition to the 40 years later thing was a swipe across the screen of Chip riding on a mage hand.
Oh, I love that.
Okay. Footsteps echo on a wooden floor. The sound of a chair pulled back. As the camera pans to a chair and a wooden desk, scraps of paper with names scratched out. One with a question mark beside of it. To the Abyss and Back, a hero's tale. Landing on the desk, a large book, worn and dusty, is set onto the table, sending small clouds of dust into the air. The title reads, The Song of the Seekers, a hero's tale. The pages slowly turn, each one whispering its age until the back reveals blank parchment. A quill is dipped in ink, and the sound of its tip scratching against parchment fills the silence. A voice, older but familiar, speaks. Author's note. The journey of a hero is not defined by the battles they fight, nor the enemies they vanquish, but by the choices they make when no one else is watching. It is the moments of sacrifice, the resilience in the face of despair, and the unwavering hope that tomorrow will be brighter. Heroes are those who rise again and again, not for glory or fame, but for the people they love and the world they believe in. Their journey is one of growth, transformation, and an enduring pursuit of something greater than themselves. Epilogue. And now, as we reflect on the paths our heroes have taken, we turn to the final chapter of their tale. A look into where they stand today, and the lives that they built, and the legacy they leave behind. Gideon, the ever-visionary, became a figure of immense influence across Evrand. Over the last 40 years, his shops flourished under the guidance of Clara, his partner in both innovation and business. Together, they built a network that spanned continents, bringing magical wonders to every corner of the world. Gideon himself continued to maintain a strong presence in Eilden, serving as the new master of Arcana on the council. Years later, his marriage to Queen Aranyanfina brought stability and joy to his life, though he renounced any claim to the throne. Their children, Dominisk and Stellara, inherited his brilliance, one a sorcerer and one an artificer, each bearing a bracelet that held the legacy of their mother and father. As the years went on, Gideon found a new mission, guarding the Dream Realm, slipping into trances for weeks or months at times to protect against the growing threats in that mysterious place. It is said that even now, he watches over the dreamers of Evrand, guarding them from unseen dangers. Gak. Gak continued to embrace a life of adventure and knowledge. Though he had once struggled with the role of teacher, he found his calling as an adventuring scholar. He established the School of the Gifted, a curriculum taught at every academy of magic across Evrand, a teaching where young minds often overlooked by traditional academies could learn the ways of magic through thought, creativity, and imagination. Even after these accomplishments, Gak and I continued to explore forgotten places and uncover ancient secrets together, bringing the wonders of the arcane to those who had never had the chance. After some time of travel and academia, he brought his family to live with him on a small property, where he found joy in the simple moments of life. His magic and teaching shaped a new generation of wizards, and his name became legendary for the spells he created and the lives that he touched. To this day, Gak continues to create and shape the Arcana, ever increasing our knowledge of its possibilities in the arcane. Enid and Basil. Enid and Basil found their calling back in Nubai, where they settled down and rebuilt the town. They established Airless Orphanage and a safe haven for all unwanted and lost children, where every child was treated as their own. The love they poured into the community became a beacon of hope for the entire region. They created a vast garden, a place for healing where children and townsfolk alike could find peace and purpose. Together they built temples to the Raven Queen and Sahanin, placed where people could find faith, healing, and solace. Basil, ever dedicated to the Raven Queen, also worked with the local law enforcement, helping those affected by domestic altercations, using her past to bring strength to others. The temple she established became a place of healing retreats, attracting people from all over seeking refuge, guidance, or simply an escape from the world. Alongside Basil, Enid established the first temple of Sahanin, and she has been credited of reviving the magic and faith of the moon goddess. People from across the world come to visit the sanctuary seeking knowledge, acceptance, and peace. Yrsa. After 10 years, Yrsa's journey took her beyond the bounds of mortal life. She eventually had to leave the Prime Material to become one with Melora, her spirit merging with the divine essence of nature itself, yet it is said she never lost herself. Yrsa the Druid remained, her memories and love for her friends and family enduring. Myth and tales say that every year she returns to begin spring, her present a reminder and renewal of the beauty of life. But other rumors say she returns to see her children and her partner Rian. New statues of Melora have been shaped and placed in almost all of the temples of the Wild Mother across the continents, depicting Yrsa as the true image of the goddess. 40 years later, people still flock to the natural wonders of worlds she created, a beacon of hope and a renewal in faith. Rian, once the resolute leader of the Okunai, found peace in the passing years. After leading his people into an era of stability, Rian chose to step down, passing the mantle of leadership to his eldest child, Tayo. With his duties fulfilled to the kingdom and free from the responsibilities of leadership, Rian was set to uphold a deal that he made with the Lord of Light. For his service, it is said that Pelor granted Rian immortality, allowing him to fulfill his promise of finding and training the next champion of light. As he roamed, his presence became a legend, an enigmatic figure who would appear in times of need, guiding the lost and defending the helpless. The Wandering Ronin, some would call him. Though feared by the lawless and as a relentless protector, Rian was a beacon of hope and joy for the meek. Stories say that he returned to Lunaria every spring to reunite with Yrsa, his love, and those moments of shared peace were among his most cherished. Rian's legacy became a symbol of honor, wisdom, and eternal pursuit of light. Though his journeys were endless, he never forgot the bonds he had forged, and the warmth of those memories kept his spirit steadfast in his mission to spread light and hope across the realm. Dio looks out a window into a vast ocean as he picks up the quill once more. To those who read these words, I want to say thank you. To my friends who stood beside me, who shared in every triumph and every sorrow, thank you for making this journey worthwhile. This game, this story we've built together, has been one of the most meaningful experiences of my life. You are not just players, you are my friends, family, and companions who have brought so much joy into my world. You have helped me grow, giving me the confidence to trust myself, take risks, and embrace the fun of storytelling again. Your support and imagination have been incredible. Your dedication unimaginable, and your love for this game, everything. Thank you for all the late nights, the epic battles, and the unforgettable moments in between, like vortex warping my villain through a portal, or pulling off my bitch on my big bad evil guy, just to name a few. You have given me so much more than just a game. You have helped me love D&D and DMing again. The love and friendship we built over these past years means more to me than I could ever put into words. I'll forever remember these moments where we laughed until we cried, to the times when you amazed me with your creativity and wit. You have been nothing short of incredible. You've made every session truly special, and for that I am forever grateful. I know this is not even close to the end of our adventures, and there's so much more to come, and I know I will always hold this story near and dear to my heart. Every beautiful memory we created together will stay with me for the rest of my life. These are stories. These are stories I will tell Bella when she is old enough to understand. And I'm so thankful I could share them with all of you. Not only have we shared this story together, but our lives as well through the past almost 3 years. We have changed as people, gone through different trials and tribulations, but we have always had each other. And I still can't believe that from a Reddit post 3.5 years ago, I was able to find my best friends in the whole world. I could go on and on, but I think I will leave with this. thank you for taking this journey with me. Let's continue to share in stories, in laughter, and in adventure for many years to come. And I can't wait to start the next chapter and share another great adventure with my best friends. I love all of you. And with that, after 3 years of telling this beautiful story together, that is where we're going to end the final session of the Seekers of Insomnia. I love you guys.
Love you too.
Love you, John. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy
Oh,
birthday.
God.
All right, everybody. 3, 2, 1. Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday
to you.
Happy birthday
to you.
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
John.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
This is the saddest
Cha-cha.
happy birthday song ever. Thank you for those who are in the chat watching, who've been here the whole time. I don't know what to say other than thank you. Joe, if you want to. Thank you, guys.
Well, thank you everybody for watching today, for finishing out these 3 campaigns that have been on this channel, whether it be Twitch or YouTube, for the past 3.5, in some cases almost 4 years. There's going to be a bit of a brief hiatus until mid-January, and there's definitely going to be some announcements about things. We are going to downsize a bit. There's only going to be 1 streamed campaign on Twitch, only 1 posted on YouTube, and we'll have more information about that towards the end of the year, beginning of January. Thank you for watching, though. Thank you for being a part of this. Thank you, John, for sharing this story in this way and with all of us. You're a great kid. You did a fantastic job. You knocked it out of the park. So thanks, everybody, for watching, and we will see you in the next one.
In the new year.
And for one last time, for the Tales of Evrand.